Thank you for joining the trueAU team. This adventure took us to Mount Buffalo, where we discovered an old chalet. Now, according to an ABC News report, the community has rallied to save the heritage-listed Mount Buffalo chalet. A group of North-East Victorian residents has created a grassroots campaign to help save Australia's largest timber building. The doors to the heritage-listed 110-year-old Buffalo chalet closed a decade ago, and the weatherboard building has been left to battle the harsh alpine elements. Residents have spent 18 months putting together a major proposal to turn the mothballed building into a world-class tourism destination. Standing daringly upon a cliff top, the Mount Buffalo chalet gazes sturdily out across the sweeping alpine valley below. The building has affectionately earned the nickname the Grand Old Lady from the generations who have visited. But time has also brought trouble to this ageing lady after closing down 10 years ago following a disagreement between the then lessee and the Victorian government. In 2015, a group of residents met with the Victorian Minister for Environment, Climate Change and Water in a bid to save the fading chalet. The meeting prompted the formation of the Mount Buffalo Destination Advisory Group, which has been assigned to work with the Parks Victoria to secure a viable future for the chalet. The group has worked with 200 contributors and met with hundreds of residents to create a 40-page proposal to turn the chalet into a world-class tourism destination. Ideas include repurposing 95% of the building and developing versatile accommodation at the century-old chalet, from 5-star through to budget rooms and school group lodgings. A new mountain gateway centre, introducing glamping and transport hubs, and moves to work with educational institutes to provide a space for hospitality and outdoor education opportunities have also been floated as ideas. The group's chairwoman and local resident Janelle Boynton presented a proposal to Parks Victoria, urging it to quickly act and preserve the chalet before it's too late. She said, "We're not asking government for a figure, we're actually asking government to facilitate and show leadership in enabling this vision. We've tied it back to every government policy," she says, "we can find, whether it is about social enterprise or health or education or Indigenous and cultures. The mountain actually meets every policy." She continued, "This is how we can achieve it at the Buffalo." The state government announced 2 years ago that no demolition works would go ahead at the chalet despite the move being initially flagged. Instead, the revised $5.6 million restoration package for the chalet and surrounding areas included maintenance work such as re-stumping the floor, replacing and painting weatherboards, and resetting loose stonework. A total of $1.5 million was allocated to upgrade the gorge at Mount Buffalo Day visitor area. But the community says they want more than just maintenance and are pushing for a new lease of life for the chalet. For many residents, the chalet brings more than economic opportunities. Northeast Victorian resident David Jacobson has been in awe of the Mount Buffalo chalet since he first holidayed there with his parents 65 years ago. He recalls when it was the jewel of the mountain, constantly booked out with hundreds of local and international guests and a centre of a vibrant ski and ice skating scene. He said it was heartbreaking to see the chalet decaying while the state government only funded basic maintenance works. He has formed the Community Action for the Chalet Group to work with the Mount Beauty Destination Advisory Group. He said visitor numbers were growing annually at Mount Buffalo and there was a demand to see the chalet restored. But not all agreed that preserving the chalet is the best option. Beechworth resident Scott Cramery is an avid rock climber who heads to Mount Buffalo most fortnights to enjoy the great outdoors. He said there was a chance for an entirely new chapter to unfold at the mountain and move the weathered chalet site into the 21st century. Dean Bell leased and operated the Mount Buffalo Chalet from 1993 until 2002. He said it was frustrating to see the work he and his partner put into the building over a decade ago eroding away before his eyes. He says part of our lease when we had the chalet during those years was a legal requirement to repaint it every 7 years. So we spent the first 3 years getting it back up to scratch, and to see it having been left to get to this stage is terrible. But despite the weathered facade, he said there was still a bright future ahead for the once famous Grand Old Lady. Let us know what you think. You can connect with us on any of our social networks. If you want to get involved, if you want to let us know of a place that we can check out, you can either leave us a comment on any of those social networks or give us a call on 1-800-878-328. That's 1-800-trueAU.